Wine Wednesday, my favorite day of the week. And today we're talking Chianti Classico with our resident wine expert, Zoe. Zoe, always good to have you because you bring the glasses, you bring the wine, you bring the fun at 10 a.m. on a Wednesday. So I know Chianti, but I don't know Chianti Classico. This is something that's different.
That's why I brought it up today, because I want to get a little further into learning about wines. We've done a couple of general segments. And here I want to highlight actually one of the first things that I was taught before I got into wine. So we're going to look at Chianti Classico, and that is different in some ways than just the regular Chianti. So I want to start with a legend, because I think it's a story, and I love telling stories. So the Black Rooster, which you guys just saw on your screen, and you'll see also are on every single bottle of, I'm lying, where'd it go? Chianti Classico. That is released from this zone in Italy. So the legend has it that there are two towns, medieval towns, Florence and Siena. And for those of you who've been to Tuscany, thank you for that screenshot. You'll see at the top Firenze or Florence, and the bottom is Siena. So these two medieval towns were constantly battling each other for control of the land between them. And what this legend says is that finally it was agreed upon that they were going to settle this for good, and they were going to have two knights leave, one from Florence, a Florentinian knight, and one from Siena, and they would gallop as fast as they could, and wherever the horses met would be the new delineation between these two towns. So legend says that Siena chose a white rooster and that Florence chose this black rooster. Now, apparently the Florentinians were a little sneaky, and they kept their rooster in a cage, and they shoved him out before dawn, and basically made him cock-a-doodle-doo. So their night took off hours before dawn.
So the rooster was like the alarm. Gotcha.
Right. They couldn't start. That was part of the parameters. The night could start racing at dawn when the rooster crowed. Thank you for that. So, bam, guy from Florence takes off. He got within 10 miles of Siena before he met the next night. So
he won.
Florence won. A symbol of the Black Rooster of Florence is definitely very important to this region, Chianti Classico. So that's why you see it on all of these bottles.
So it's that region that we saw on the map is where this comes from.
Yes.
So what's the taste like?
So the taste of Chianti Classico is actually quite a bit more, can be quite a bit more developed, a little bit, definitely more intense, definitely a fuller palate, and it's really worth looking at. So Chianti Classico was, and I'm going to pour while we're talking about this.
Please do.
The first one we're pouring is the Castellari Chianti Classico. So Chianti was also, so let's go from legend to truth.
I'm going to taste this.
Go for it. 1716, the Duke, I don't know if he was a Duke, so Cosimo Medici III, sounds like he was a Duke. He might have even been a Pope.
We'll go with Duke.
Anyways, he decreed, delineated for the very first time in not just Italian history, but wine history. He said, you know what? These grapes, this area right here on this map, the grapes grow so well here, and this wine deserves a special name, and we're going to call it Chianti. So you see in this picture on your screen right now, this is very steep rolling hills. Chianti Classico is that region that was decreed in 1716 that still exists. Now, fast forward many years, and the 1970s happen, where Americans especially, and across the world, we are loving Chianti. And so these people are, like in Tuscany, are producing as much as they can, as fast as they can. Not necessarily the top quality.
So the Classico label makes it a little better. A little snootier, if you will.
It is.
And tasting, I'm no expert, but like normally Chianti to me seems like a little watered down. This seems thicker, am I right? Like fuller, like you said.
So Chianti Classico is the, think of Classico as being the name original. It is the original Chianti Classico. It has steeper hills, it has higher altitude. These people also have been studying over generations the specific clones of Sangiovese that grow well here. So they also spend more time in wood. So these are going to be more expensive than your
It's good.
$5-6
See, I know
bottle of Chianti.
I know I had good taste.
But it's the heart of the
heart of it all.
Chianti zone. And this one is Castellari. So this is from Castellino. If you guys could show the map again.
There we go.
So Castellari is from the little town of Castellina. And hopefully you guys can see that on your screen. I can't see it from here. But it's in the southern part.
Okay.
Kind of in the middle, though. So that's where this one's from. And Castellari, every single vintage, they have a different bird on their label because their vines grow within a natural amphitheater. They do not spray any chemicals here because it protects the endangered and native species of birds here. So the one on your screen is one vintage 2012, and then we got this guy, 2014.
We're running out of time, so
Okay.
cheers. Where do we find for either of these? We just go in and ask for Classico?
Yep, Chianti
Okay.
Classico in general. The Castellari is available at bottles.
And as far as pairing really quickly, it seems like most Italian restaurants, it's like the house wine, pasta.
Pasta,
meat,
of course.
anything? Yeah.
Pizza, of course. But I think that also, some hamburger is a great
Oh, that
pair
sounds
with
good.
Chianti.
All right. And you're visiting Italy, so the next time we'll see you.
Yes.
It's good to have you.
All
You'll
right,
be
good to
well
see
traveled.
you.
Can't wait to hear about your travels. Another Wine Wednesday here with Zoe. Ask for the Chianti Classico when you go into the store. We've got much more Low Country Live right after the break. Cheers.